So good morning guys. So in this session we are going to discuss about the JavaScript syntax rules and how to write JavaScript, where to write the JavaScript code and all we are going to see. In previous session we discussed about the introduction of JavaScript, that is nothing but why should I use JavaScript, how to use JavaScript and all, what is the purpose and what is the advantages of JavaScript and all we seen in yesterday's session as part of introduction. And now in today's session we are going to see about how do we add JavaScript to our web page, right? So I want to add. So to add JavaScript to our web page, nothing but it is also a HTML page, guys. If you want to add JavaScript to our HTML page, we have script tag. So by using the script tag, we can write some JavaScript code to our document. Nothing but that is a HTML document. The script tag can be placed either in body section or either in head section, guys, or in both also we can place. Anywhere you want you can place it, and wherever you want. For example, this is a HTML document with me, this is head section and this is body section. So if you want to add a JavaScript code to this document, we need to use a script tag. So where can I use the script tag? Either in body tag. Always try to see before closing the body tag. Before closing the body tag, in the body we can write so many lines of code, no problem. Just before closing the body tag, try to write some JavaScript code. By using this script tag, we can write some JavaScript code. As well as, so in the head section also we can write the script tag. Wherever you want we can write the script tag, guys, here. So how many times I can write, sir, script tag? Sir, can I place only one time script tag in the document? No. How many times you require script tag, that many times you can open and close properly. But it should be open and close properly. Write some JavaScript code here, close it properly. Write some JavaScript code here, close it properly. Like this, you can open n number of script tags in a document based on your requirement. But we have majorly two places, guys. One is either in head section, one is either in body section. One more thing, we can write at the bottom of the page also. It will work. A script tag will work if you can write at the bottom of the page, or else if you can write at the top of the page also, script tag will work, no problem, guys. So you can write the same script tag on top of the page also, it will work. But this is not the coding standard, so we need to follow some coding standards in JavaScript. Especially JavaScript needs some coding standards, but it is working. Even you can write at the end of the page, at the top of the page, it will work. But that is not a good practice and good standard. Always keep your code in either head section or either in body section. That too up to before closing body section, guys. So these are the some rules and regulations we are going to tell you, right? So we have two types of we have CSS, guys. Inline CSS, internal CSS, external CSS. Like we have internal JavaScript and external JavaScript, guys, right? What is internal JavaScript? What is external JavaScript? External means we will create a separate file and we will link that file into our document. Internal means we will write, this is called internal. What I written here, this is internal. If you want to add an external style sheet, that too going to be same. For example, we want to include some other file, some third-party file to our application. Yes, we can include by using the same script tag. I will show you that in a minute. Don't bother. Right? This is right now we are saying this is called internal. We are writing internal to the document. So whatever the script I am writing, so this script is going to available for this document only now. So because this is internal to this current document. What is the current document? Welcome.html is a document. In this we are writing some script tag. Whatever the script I written, the script will work for only welcome.html only, because it was internal. If it is external, wherever you are including the script in whichever the file, whatever the file it may be, so if you are including that external script in that file, the script will work in each and every file if you include. Otherwise it won't work, guys, right? So this is internal JavaScript, external JavaScript. Now we need to see before going to these, guys, before going to syntax rules and all regulations and all, I want to talk about the output statements. What are the output statements we have? So output statements means in JavaScript we can use some of the concepts called innerHTML and document.write and window.alert or alert simply, and console.log. Let me show you how these are going to work, right? So inner HTML may be somewhat confusion to you. Let me write the remaining three properties, guys. First of all, we need to discuss about the printing statement, some of the printing statements. You can write either in head section or either in body section, wherever you want we can write, guys. Let me go with document.write. So generally, if you want to print any output on the screen, we will use this document.write. If it is a Java, there is a concept called system.out.println. If it is a PHP, we can use echo statement. If it is a JavaScript, we can write document.write. C language, printf. We will write the printf statement to print the output, right? In the same manner, JavaScript printing statement or output statement this is. So I'm writing something called welcome to JS, something I written. Now you can just run this file, guys. Go and run the file. If you can run the file, can you see I'm getting welcome to JS? It was written on the screen. So this is how. If you want, you can write one more statement, welcome to JavaScript. I'm writing this time. So now you can check it. So you will get one more, but there is no break tag, guys. They won't come as a break tag. So for this break tag, we will write separate thing. Later, I will show you how to integrate HTML inside JavaScript and all. So we will see in a minute that too also, right? This is one of the printing statement, document.write. Now all of you check it carefully. Now I'm going to write console.log. This is one of the printing statement, guys. What is the console.log? It will print the data. Let us write the same welcome to JS, right? Mostly we can use console.log in our application development, guys. That's why you have to remember this. Console.log is also one of the output statement, nothing but printing statement. So, and I'm going to refresh the page. Can you see? Are you getting any output? Where is this welcome to JS? You written something called welcome to JS. Are you getting anywhere? Console, guys, all of you. Right click on the screen. My mouse came able to see. Just right click here. After right clicking, we have something called inspect option is there. Click on the inspect option. So here, can you see elements, console, sources, network? What is I need to see? Where I need to check it? Console is a tab. Click on the console tab. Now you can see this is a message. Even though when you are working with JavaScript, if you have any errors, guys, we can check those errors in the console only, right? So always, if you are working with HTML, then we can select the elements tab here. Now I'm working with JavaScript. I need to enable this tab called console log. So you want to write one more console statement like welcome to JavaScript. If you want to write, let us go. Now you can refresh the page. One more statement was printed. If it is a document.write, let me check it. This is document.write. What is this document.write? Is writing the output on the screen. Can you see now? We are getting the output here. What is the console.log is coming here? Console.log. Sir, both are doing, but one is displaying on the screen, one is displaying in the console. When can I use what, sir? So which one I am going to use in my application development? That's also we need to check it now. So one thing, guys, remember carefully, one small difference is there also for write and console. What this write method will do, write method is trying to print just a plain kind of strings, plain strings and all, right? For example, 1 minute, don't bother, I want to just for demonstration purpose, I'm taking where obj equal to, just I'm taking an object. This is an object in JavaScript. 1 minute. So by using this document.write, let me print the obj variable. All of you check it, guys. I'm printing this obj variable by using this document.write. Let me try and check it. I'm going to refresh. What are you getting here? You are getting object of object. For example, let me keep some values also here. Something called name equal to, let me take something called JavaScript. I'm taking something called JavaScript. This is what I take in here. Now let me check this. Let me refresh it. Are you getting anything on the screen? No, you are not getting anything. Even though you can kept one value in that object, you are not getting anything. So what are you getting here? It is saying that object of object only. Let us do the same by using console.log. Can I go console.log with obj? Guys, see the difference here. What is the difference? What write is doing, what console.log is doing. Can you see in the console? Oh, it is printing name equal to JavaScript, right? What console.log can do, it can print simple strings and objects as well as arrays. But if it is a document.write, what is this document.write? Majorly we can use to just print plain strings on the screen. You're trying to print an object on the screen, but is it printing an object on the screen? It is printing, but what is printing? It is saying that you're trying to print an object, but in the console.log we are able to print the object and we are able to see the values inside the object also. But are you able to see here? No. Remember, if you want to print a plain string on the screen, just go with the document.write. So you want to print objects. So what it is doing here, observe this carefully. Document.write is not able to print the object values directly. It is just simply saying that you are printing an object. That's it. It is not showing the values of object. But what console.log is saying that it is printing the values also. Just click on it. It will show you, here is a triangle. Let us click on it. It is showing the prototype is a object. It is also object and it is also showing the values of an object also. And don't bother what it is and all. Later in the sessions we will discuss a clear structure about what is an object, what an object contains, how to access the object values and all. We will see in the later session. For just for demonstration purpose, I'm showing you what document.write is doing, what console.log is doing. I mean, when to use what. There's a question, guys, here, right? There's a reason I'm just showing you what console.log can do. Console.log can print anything. It can print plain string, it can print an array, object, and everything. But whereas document.write is printing only string. So it is easy to, it is better to use document.write if you have a string, guys. Welcome. So it is easy. Now welcome string is coming. Welcome is coming as it is. If you're trying to print an object, it is giving an object as object. That's it. It is not giving the values of object. But console.log is giving object as well as it is displaying the values of the object also, guys, right? So this is what document.write and document and one more is console.log. Now I have another thing called alert. What is this alert? Can you see here? Just we can write alert message, amma. So sometimes we will go for alerts. So welcome. So just I'm refreshing the page. Go and check it. You will get something called welcome. So the alert is coming like this informational window. So you are performing some action. If you click this button, something will happen. If you close this button, something will happen. Such a kind of information I want to display in alert. So I want to delete this record. I want to display an alert. Do you want to delete? Okay, delete it. Cancel, don't delete. Such a kind of informational messages, navigational messages I want to display. The same welcome to JS also. Earlier you written, right? So you can write welcome to JS. So this the output channel, guys, one is displaying output in a console, one is displaying output on a screen, and one is displaying in the form of alerts, guys, like this. This is an alert. Welcome to JS is coming. You want print one more alert here. Welcome to one more alert. Welcome to, right? Let us write something called JavaScript. Right? Two alerts are there. Which alert will come first? First alert will come first. Later the second will come. Now you can see and refresh the page. First welcome to JS. Close this, then the second alert will come, guys. Here welcome to JavaScript is coming here. Right. So this is what the alert window. So why I'm using you, because when I'm entering the subject, I mostly use a console, document.write, and alert. Maybe there's a reason at the starting of while entering into the JavaScript, I'm discussing just the output statements in available in JavaScript. And one more thing called innerHTML, guys. This is somewhat different. What is this innerHTML? Right. So guys, this is an element, right? This is an element. HTML element. So h1 tag contain some text called JavaScript. How to get this text? What is the text of h1 tag? JavaScript. I want to get the text of the h1 tag into JavaScript, guys. How can we access that element text into the JavaScript? By using inner HTML property. But to get this, we need to add an attribute called ID, guys. ID equal to, guys, here, let me make something called head, something like, or heading, whatever it may be. You can take any ID here, no problem. So remember, I didn't discuss this method, but I just want to write one thing. How can we access this element? This is a HTML element, Amma. This HTML element I want to access in JavaScript. How can I access that HTML element in JavaScript? We have a method, guys, here. Document, D-O-C-U-M-E-N-T, document dot get element by ID. So element by ID. Later we will discuss about this very clearly, right? ID. What is the ID? Which, see, the method is also very clear. The method is case sensitive. Get element by ID. So E capital, B capital, I capital. So everything is one word. Get element by ID. So get element in this document. We may have so many elements. I don't know. Right now I have H1 element. So in this my body tag. Not only body H1 element, in the body tag you may have n number of elements later in the sessions, right? So I want to select the specific element from the document. Get element by ID. I want to get an element information by its ID. See, so how we are having a roll number in a classroom, in the same manner, ID. Roll number is nothing but our ID in our classroom. Here for HTML documents, for HTML contain a lot of elements. For every element there is going to be an ID. ID is nothing but identifying an element properly, right? So one element, one ID, right? So now we are able to get the information, guys. See, let me take this into a variable, right? Var x. Let us keep this a variable, guys. Later I will tell you variables are created by using var variable, right? So now let me print this console.log x. I want to show you what this x contain. That's the reason. Remember carefully, I'm printing x. Can you see what the x contain, guys? X is containing the complete information of the h1 tag. right? So if you can write a document.alert, document.write, let us go with document.write of x. Now what it is going to display on the screen, guys, it is going to display it as an object. Can you see object, HTML heading element is an object. It is saying that, see the difference of write method and console.log method. This is what the difference, guys, here, right? Now even you can write alert method also, same we will get. Now I want to talk with inner HTML, guys. Now check this carefully. Console.log. I want to get the text of that h1 tag. What is the text of the h1 tag? JavaScript, right? Now X is the reference dot inner HTML. If we can write the property, now JavaScript is able to access this JavaScript string, guys, right? Let me write something called welcome to JavaScript, something like. So what is the text of it? So now this x dot x means the current element. What is the current element? H1 tag. That H1 tag dot inner HTML, if we can write, we will get the string. Now can you see the welcome to JavaScript is able to access it by the JavaScript now? So in the script tag, whatever this is HTML element, that HTML information I'm able to access in my JavaScript, right? This is what exactly I can do. For example, this is, you are able to access, you are able to read the text of a JavaScript element. Now I want to, what is the actual text? Welcome to JavaScript. That is the text of h1 tag. I want to change it. So then you can do inner HTML equal to, you can assign something hello. I'm writing something called hello, how are you? Then what is going to happen, guys? Now what is the actual text of an element? This is the actual text of an element. Welcome to JavaScript. What I am doing in the JavaScript, I'm able to access that element information. I'm changing the text of the document element. Now you can check it carefully. What is the text of that element? Hello, how are you? Actually, what is the text you given? Welcome to JavaScript. But what I am doing here in the JavaScript here, I'm able to change, I'm able to manipulate that element. This is what exactly the JavaScript can do, guys. Manipulating the element. This is all about DOM, document object model. Later in the sessions, we will see how DOM will work, how we can change an attribute, how we can add an attribute to an element, how we can change the text of an element, and all we will see in the document object model. Just now, I just want to tell you the purpose of inner HTML. That's the reason I taken this, guys. If you want to work with inner HTML, try to take an ID for an element, get that element by using get element by ID method. So keep it into a variable. This contain always the information of the element. So by using this element, we can perform any action, guys. Later we will discuss very clearly about document object model. In this situation, you will get things very clear. Just for the purpose of inner HTML, I use this situation. Okay, now right. So these are the output statements for us. 4 output statements. This is also an output. This is also changing the output now. Actual thing is something here. Welcome to JavaScript. Now I written something called hello, how are you? That was changed completely. Right? So like this, guys, we can output we can use these methods to output something on the screen, right? So the next thing we can go, guys, here. Now I just want to talk about the JavaScript syntax rules, JavaScript coding standards and JavaScript syntax rules. What are the rules we need to follow? So every developer should do these things. Amma. Standards are very important. Remember carefully. I may be very good in writing JavaScript code, but if I am not following the coding standards, definitely it is not going to be useful. I mean, you may be a very good developer. Okay, I will accept, but we have to be follow coding standards. Then only we can become very good developer. You no need to write very good logics, but try to follow coding standards. It is going to help you a lot. So if you are not writing code without standards and syntax rules, you are facing some error. When you're facing some error, you're showing the code to somebody, they may not help you seriously because you didn't follow the coding standards, you didn't follow the guidelines of JavaScript and all. These are all we need to check it, guys. What are the JavaScript guidelines here? Right? The first thing, every JavaScript code, whatever the JavaScript code you want to write, that code should be inside the tag. This is the tag we have. So in this, we have to keep it, guys. So this is very important. Remember carefully, everything in the script should be available in the script tag. And moreover, I don't know how many lines of code you are going to write inside of it. Document.write, document.write. So every line should end with semicolon, guys. Here carefully check it. So every line should end with semicolon. Welcome to JS. Welcome to JS. So now I need to keep the semicolon, right? Semicolon. So now you can write one more statement. Welcome to JavaScript. You have to add the semicolon at the end. Remember, I am removing the semicolon. I'm removing the semicolon. Execute the file. If you can execute the file, then what is going to happen, guys? Can I get the output? Definitely you will get the output. I'm getting the output, right? Welcome to JavaScript and welcome to JS and welcome to JavaScript. We are getting the output. But sir, I didn't take semicolon, sir. Still, I'm getting the output, right? You're getting the output, but you will get the output, guys. JavaScript is won't expect semicolon at the end of it. Even though if we didn't keep the semicolon at the end of it, JavaScript will work. But as per coding standards, every line should end with semicolon. This is the standard we need to follow. Still, if you can avoid semicolon also, it is working, but we need to keep the semicolon at the end of each and everything. And moreover, remember carefully, when we are creating any string variable, always try to take them into a single quote. It is better practice, guys. This is also one coding standard. If you're declaring any string, try to use always single quote. You can write double quotes also, no problem. So, but it is one of the standard I'm just saying you guys. These are some guidelines we need to follow. We know that strings can be declared by using either single quote or by using double quote, right? If you can keep anything in single quote or double quote, that is going to be a string, right? Whatever it may be, that may be a number, that may be a float, or that may be a boolean, whatever the variable it may be, just keep it into single quote, that is going to be a string, or double quote, that is going to be a string, guys. This is one standard. Every line should end with a semicolon, right? So these are some standards strictly we need to follow, guys, right? And one more thing. Now the next thing is here, guys. These are some guidelines. We will see the guidelines and all, guys. Don't bother, right? Here, the next thing is variables. How can we declare JavaScript variables here? Can you see? I mentioned some guidelines here in this slide. Can you see what are the JavaScript guidelines we need to follow, right? So these are the JavaScript variables, guys. By using var keyword, we can declare the variables, right? So first of all, what is a variable? Why should I create a variable? And what is the purpose of a variable? Variable. The name itself is saying that a varying. The value of a variable may change during the program execution. That is called variable. Varying. Varying means changing the value. So right now I created a variable. I assigned some value to the variable. So what is going to happen after that? Can I change the value? Yes, definitely we can change. That's the meaning of variable. No? We can change the value of a variable. Why should I use a variable? What is the purpose of a variable? A variable will always hold some value. It will store some value. Simply a variable is a bucket that can store some value inside the bucket. So why should I store some value? Later, see, some value is going to be reusable in each and everywhere of my file. Then what I can do, guys, here, right? This is nothing but the situation, guys, exactly, right? So remember carefully, by using var keyword, we can define the variables, right? All JavaScript variables can hold any type of data like numbers and string and boolean etc. But one thing remember carefully here, I just want to tell you, generally in C language, how can we define the variables? By using data type and the variable name equal to some value 10, something like this. This is a way of declaring variables in C language. But whatever the variable it may be, we don't bother about the data type in JavaScript, guys. So here we can use var keyword, var c equal to 10. So this is nothing but the variable declaration, right? So, and remember carefully, and one more thing, while declaring variables, we need to follow some proper guidelines also. This is valid variable declaration, guys, right? Sometimes we will define the variable var c equal to 10. Do you see? Is this is valid? Is this is followed syntax rules? No, this is not followed syntax rules, right? So what is equal to symbol here? Equal to symbol is an assignment operator. We are assigning a value to the variable called c. Remember carefully, here we have to provide some space before and after the operator. Always remember, this is good practice. Every time remember carefully. While we are practicing JavaScript, always this you have to habituate now onwards. You guys need to habituate now onwards. These are some coding standards we just need to follow as it is, guys, right? So this is how we can declare the variables, right? So now let us go and create some variables here, and by using all the proper situations, right? And moreover, while creating the variables, we need to follow some coding standards. What are the coding standards we need to follow? Can you see the coding variable naming conventions here? The variable name declaration rules. When you are creating a variable, the name, variable name contain letters, digits, underscore, and dollar signs. Names must be begin with a letter. or names also can begin with the dollar and underscore. Names are case sensitive. It's very important. What is the name you created in the same manner, you have to access it. If you're accessing in a different manner, that won't work. Reserved words means some predefined keywords like JavaScript, you cannot use them as a variable names, guys, right? Some of the valid variable names, you can check it here. So can you see these are the variable names, some variable names I created here, where institute equal to Gophp, city equal to Hyderabad, pin code, price, and all, right? This is what the variable declaration, guys, right? So if you want, you can go with these variables also here. Let us go with the var keyword, var with some variable name equal to something called JavaScript. So I'm writing something called JavaScript. This is I written. But remember carefully, I told you, you have to follow the guidelines, right? Where name space, after that space. This is standard, important. You need to follow these guidelines, guys. Even though you can write without space also, it will work. But JavaScript standard is, this is what exactly. In the upcoming versions, they're all following the coding standards. You need to follow it same, guys. What's the name? What is the variable name? Name, something called name, and equal to some value. You want to take var, one more variable called something, var price, price equal to something. I want to take a some 16.34 rupees, something like this is a floating point variable. Where one more thing, we are where numbr, number. Don't use number may be a predefined keyword, but here if it is a capital N, I think so it is a predefined, I believe, number. Okay, don't take it as a number, try to take it as a NO, where NO equal to, take it as a 10, something like this. So these are all the valid variable declaration, guys. A valid variable name may starts with dollar, right? Where underscore x equal to 20, this is valid variable, right? Where can you see hyphen x equal to 20, is it valid variable? No, hyphens are not recommended in the variable declaration, guys. This is not a valid variable declaration, this is invalid variable declaration, right? We cannot use any special characters. We can use dollar symbol, dollar x we can use, it's valid one, and we can use underscore also, it's a valid one, right? So but don't use some number 123x is valid variable. No, it is not a valid. A variable name should always starts with a character, it's not a number, right? For example, this is invalid variable. Now you can see one more variable I'm going to create here, where something x123 equal to 200, is it valid variable? Yes, definitely it is a valid variable, but variable name should starts with a character or no, character. This is valid. Of character may follow numbers, this is valid, guys, but earlier situation is wrong. The situation is wrong. This is a valid variable. For example, I want to write one more variable here, where first, first name equal to something like, I'm writing something as space here equal to something like JavaScript, something like I written. This is first name. So this is going to be a valid amount. You can use Kaplan also here. But now, can you see, I'm going to write one more variable, guys, here. The same variable I'm writing, guys, can you see, where first name equal to, I'm going to write welcome. So what is this, guys? Both are same, huh? So this first name variable and this is also first name variable, is both are same? This is first name and this is also first name, is both variables are same? No, guys, this variable is different and this variable is different. Be careful, check it carefully. All the variables are not same, but that is different and this is different. So now you can check it. So variables are case sensitive. That's also you have to remember, guys. Console.log. In this console.log, what I want to write, I just want to write first name, YFIRST, first name. You can write what is going to print, guys. It is going to print JavaScript, right? It is not going to print some other thing, guys, right? So go to the browser and run the file and you can check it, guys, carefully, right? So you can check this and go to F12 and you can see console.log, you have JavaScript. So what is another variable I have here? You have another variable called, so this is, and this is not different. Variables are case sensitive, remember carefully. This is Kaplan, there is no Kaplan here. Now both are going to be printed. That variable is different, this variable is different. Don't think they are same, guys. This is very important situation you have to remember, right? Okay, guys, so in the next session we will continue the variables, right? So let us stop the session. Thank you all.